go through a shower of pyrotechnics. It was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Buffalo Bills. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
Block now on first down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
On first down, Locke. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
Harris. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Again, it's Harris. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown, Broncos. Najee Harris with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Fields on first down. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. It's second down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they...
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with,
Oh, he faked him with a juke. Now he's got some room. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Justin Fields
scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Bills have taken the lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make this a 6-point game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On play action, Locke. It's brought in by Harris. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that'll be incomplete. They took their shot, but the coverage up to the task, and it forces a fourth down.
And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Baron Browning.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The kick by pass is good.
And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Airing this one out for Evans. And that is incomplete.
Thus far, they've been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Play action. Now it's Locke. This is caught by Evans. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Open man completes it to Butler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is down to 2.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now he dumps this off over the middle.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 39, Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Harris. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The kick by Bass is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They look to throw. It's Locke. Flush to his right. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Locke going to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league,
If you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are...
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Locke. Airing this one out for Evans. They've got his man complete. That's the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And this is back to a 5-point game. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Lines up and lets it go for Samuel. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. So
Harris is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. Down after just a short pickup. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And his kick is right there. It's good. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47.
Fields now to throw.
He finds his man complete. That's Yates. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Fields.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Locke. Flushed out right. He gets it complete to Harris. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Locke. Escaping the pressure right. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 45-yard line.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Lock now on 3rd and goal. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And with that, they move ahead by a point here in this 3rd quarter.
So give them 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, our field goal is going to be enough because, as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there, with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bills have retaken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. The Bills offense staying out there as they'll line up and go for two. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Broncos on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. He'll have a first down past the 40. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Lock now on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
7 yards to pick up there. 3 yards remain for second down.
Again, it's Locke. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. To throw it is Locke. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Locke. And this is caught by Watkins. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Second and 10. Play action. It's Fields.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
And some room to run now. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
55 rushing yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Clock now to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. 38 yards. And the Broncos have broken the tie.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
Well, I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And that is incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
They snap it to Fields.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
It certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right? And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
And how about that? So many times the big play is what does it in overtime. They got one there, moved the ball past midfield, and now you know they're on the move, looking to score the game-winning touchdown, because a field goal won't finish the game.
First down. It's Harris, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Locke to throw. Buying time to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Block off a play action. Flushed out right. He finds his man complete. It's Harris. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Harris, and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Lock. Dancing to his left. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Houston Texans next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.